Okay, guys, let's talk African violets for a moment here. They're some of my favorite plants. I've got lots of videos on African violets, so make sure you put push in Purple Backyard Farm, African violets. We're just going to talk for a second. I'm looking on my plant table. Now, this one is I probably got about a month ago. He's still flowering. He's still pretty happy. One of the reasons why I love African violets. This guy here, it's almost, he's been inside for a while, but look. He has got a new leaf growing, but he's like jumping out of his pot. You want your African violets to be flat, like a plate. Some people actually get like these supports for them. He's reaching up because he wants light, so they'll actually come right out of their pot. Now, some people, most people that get African violets know a little bit about the plant. They usually are like, don't get the leaves out. Well, you can, but you gotta use warm water. They don't like cold water. But for the most part, I say don't get the leaves wet at all if you can help it, because they can get kind of crabby about it. Crabby African violets. They're also like the #1 plant. Like some people call them the poor man's orchid. I love orchids too, but they're a little pricey. And my sister loves orchids, so I let her be the orchid collector. So, but even though I like them, but I'm more interested in other things. But I do like orchids, and I probably will grow some, sometime in here. But right now, I have to talk to my sister. Maybe sometime we'll show off her orchid collections because she's got a beautiful, gorgeous collection. But anyway, so this is the African violet. I got another one on a little plant hanger. I do a lot of crocheting. In case you're new to my channel, I like to crochet. But there is another one there. And these guys have been inside, so they're not really flowering. I have found if you want your African violets to flower in the winter and stuff, they kind of go through a season. They go out in the sun and different things. But you really got to fertilize them and keep them in a sunny window, and they will probably flower for you. If you want to propagate them, I'm going to tell you the easiest way. I cut off a leaf. I put it in a soda bottle because the leaves really, if you pour water on them, they'll just die on you. I know they're kind of funny. They get crabby, like I said. They're grumpy African violets. But I put them in soda bottles with just a stem in, fill it up with water. I try to change the water, which really, because plants need water and air. But if you forget, they're still gonna go. Okay, so they almost will. Will almost root 100% of the time. I don't put hormone solution. I do nothing. I learned a long time ago from another expert plant grower, African violet grower, and kind of helped me with all my plants. Sometimes you got to throw all the rules away and just kind of find what works for you. And I do, like, some people do stuff like, which I'm not saying it's wrong. I've tried it. I don't know if it works. Like, they'll beat the roots. Like, they'll hit the plant really hard to get it to flower. There's things you can do, like, they kind of got to get traumatized a little bit to flower. But if you were showing and really into it. But my advice with African violets is get them. They last forever. Cut off leaves, propagate them, and then give them for gifts for other people. Because, believe it or not, African violets are not that easy to find. Sometimes you can, depending on where you live. I mean, some people can find them all day long, and then some people, they hardly ever see them. I think that's true with a lot of plants. I've had plants that people say, oh, that's so rare. And it's like, I see it all the time. And then other plants that, they're talking common, I maybe don't see. But I'm pretty good. We do a lot of little traveling around, so we see things. So anyway, that's my scoop on African violets. And I'm going to go see if my husband needs anything. And say hi, Clay.
Hi, Clay.
So remember, guys, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm. God bless.